Pitts, starting lineup, stuff like that.
Okay.
All right. All right, we're
Well,
going to do the.
I mean, this Pitts thing, it's just like I told you, it's just it's a mess because I'm sure they know more than they're telling us.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, just reiterate what you had on your blog.
Sure.
All right, we're going to do this now. In 3, 2. Welcome to the Arizona Wildcat Show, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley, joined today by Bruce Pascoe. Bruce, live in Oregon, take me through what you saw last night.
Well, they kind of went with the lineup that we all expected at the beginning of the year with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson and Stanley Johnson on the wings, and it worked out pretty well for them. They not only got a lot of scoring right off the bat, but Hollis-Jefferson really shut down Joseph Young, which was a big concern of U of A, and it was a good response to the fact that they had a couple of tough road games last month. They came out in this one and took care of business. Really, it was a little close right away, but second half they pulled away from them. They're taking advantage of their talent and their size difference over Oregon. It was not much of a game after a while.
Sure, T.J. McConnell turned into Allen Iverson in that game, scored a career high in points, was taking shots, and was not the hesitant point guard that we'd seen earlier this year. What was the difference?
Yeah, I think one of the best things about him is he takes whatever they need. He does whatever they need. Usually that's passing, but I think in this game they were basically he would drive in and they were not doubling him, they were not collapsing on him at all, and then U of A took advantage of that by screening a little bit more for him when they saw what Oregon was doing and how little attention they were paying to him, and he just took advantage of it. And then on top of that, not only got some looks, but he just hit them. I mean, he got hot, and I think he had a little bit of something. I think he's now seemed a lot more confident, and there was some chatter with him back and forth with Casey Benson, the kid from Tempe on Oregon, and that seemed to get him going as well.
Sure. This is the Arizona Wildcat Show, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. Ryan Finley here, checking in with Bruce Pascoe live in Oregon. Bruce, if there was one sort of down part to last night's game, one thing to worry about going forward, it might be Elliot Pitts. Appeared that he injured his hand and really didn't play in the second half. Arizona did not know much as of last night. If this is serious, how big of a hit is this for them?
Well, I don't know. We don't know how serious it is. But if it is, it's pretty significant. I mean, he's basically moved into a solid 7th, 8th man situation there, and he's almost been interchangeable with Gabe York. And I think if you lose him, then you're relying on Gabe York for pretty much that stretch shooter out there at the 2, and that gives him that different look. And both of those guys are a little bit hit and miss on their shooting. It comes and goes, and it's nice to have that interchangeability where you can go with one guy who's better. I think Pitts arguably is just as good, if not better, than York defensively right now too, and I think that's why they've been trusting him more. So he is a pretty big piece now. I think a month or two ago, and certainly last year, it wouldn't have hurt you as much, but it could. I think the positive for U of A is I don't know that it's that serious, and the fact that Sean Miller was joking a little bit about it yesterday, about how he had joked early about he was tackling the 3-point shooters all the time and making fun of the fact that he fouls too much out there, and he said maybe he heard it doing that, and then he said, well, I shouldn't joke about it. But the fact that he even was meant that he probably had I'm guessing probably felt it wasn't too bad.
Sure. Tell me, what do you expect from Arizona's game against Oregon State on Sunday?
I think they're in a good frame of mind now. I think they could have a little trouble early. I think Oregon State's clearly been better than anyone expected. They're unbeaten at home. They'll probably get a decent crowd out there, but they typically aren't going to sell out or anything. I think that Oregon State's got a couple guys to worry about, but it shouldn't be that hard for them. They got two days to stay focused up here and to recover and get ready for it. And those two game breaks, they had some trouble here a couple years ago, and one of them maybe it was 3 years ago, and they lost that game at Oregon State. But I think this is a different team, and I think they'll be ready.
Great. That'll do it for this episode of the Arizona Wildcat Show, brought to you by Fry's Food Stores. Bruce, thanks for checking in. Obviously, follow Bruce on Tucson.com, on his blog, and on Twitter. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.